Oh, a cute little Volkswagen. Oh, I love seeing those.
And this week I shopped everywhere for vintage jewelry, so you don't have to waste your time. Has your algorithm also been flooded with ads of people creating new businesses, new jewelry companies, and they're like, this is this is the brand that you can wear when you swim, that you can wear in the shower, that you can sleep in. But then you go and look and they're like $200 for a bracelet, for a necklace, for something that's not even full gold. And they won't really tell you exactly what it is. Is it gold plated? Is it Vermeer? Like, what is it? So, someone who has sensitive skin, I just can't be putting that stuff on willy nilly. I can, but then it really hurts. And I don't want to put myself through that. I'm 30 years old. I don't need to do that. So I started looking around, and my answer was vintage jewelry. It solved all of my problems. I wanted something fun and unique and cool and different than what all the other girls are wearing. I wanted something that's not going to hurt my sensitive skin. And I wanted something reasonably priced within my price range and something that I think it warrants the amount of money I'm spending on it. For example, if I'm going to spend $200, I want to know that it's going to last 30 years. If I buy something from, at this point, the 90s, I know that's lasted 30 years. So, amazing. And it could last even longer. So, vintage jewelry was my answer. Also, hey, by the way, I'm Brianna. This is Bring It Back, and this is a channel where we look for cool, unique, fun items, one thrift find at a time. And this week I shopped everywhere for vintage jewelry, so you don't have to waste your time. But I think you should. Not waste your time. Go shopping. I think you should go shopping. It's a recession. Let's go. So, on my hunt for vintage jewelry, I went to the place that I know will get me the best bang for my buck for vintage jewelry, and that's estate sales. I found one estate sale and they had great stuff. Here's what I found.
I definitely may have probably spent too much money, which is funny because I don't have any money to spend. So what I ended up getting, I have this dream of using brooches in a very fun way, and I kind of want to bring brooches back. I think they're really fun. I got this one, which is a leaf, just a white leaf, which I think is beautiful. $4. Everything in the little baggies was $4. And then I got a similar one, which is just a regular gold leaf, $4. And then I got a yellow rose, which was $4 for these brooches.
The little rose, I decided to adorn my suede vest that I found at an estate sale with the brooches and the pins that I found because I should be decorating my clothes. If I think that my clothes need a little zhuzh, need a little something more, let's put these pins on there. That's why I'm buying them, to decorate.
So I got this little necklace. So this tiny little thing. When they are $4, they are most likely gold plated, but they're vintage, so I feel like they are better. So now we know estate sales, great place to find jewelry. Now let's go to some thrift stores. There's two options that I think we can do for thrift stores. One will be a consignment store, and then one will be an actual thrift store. So let's go take a look at those. Okay, we have made it to our second location, which is Consignment store. Last time I was here, they had some great jewelry pieces that I really wanted. I wasn't sure if they were sterling silver or gold, but I'm going to take a closer look because that's my mission. I had a different mission last time. Now this is the mission. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at it and see what's there. So let's go. They had a bunch of just regular costume jewelry, and then they had two containers of fine jewelry, and that's where I found this in the fine jewelry container. This is a sterling silver bracelet, and it's a wavy one, and it has this nice little mechanism where you can latch it on and then latch it off. Cute. And I have mixed metals, and in 2025 that's okay to have mixed metals, because you know what, that just shows you've got a lot of wealth. Just kidding.
We have found that estate sales, check, great place for vintage jewelry. Consignment shops, check, great place for vintage jewelry. Now let's go to the thrift store.
We've made it to the thrift store. This is a church-owned thrift store, so it's gonna have better prices than like a Goodwill or any of the thrift stores that are like actually for profit and are pretending like they're not. At least that's what I found here. So let's go in.
So while I didn't find anything at that thrift store, I did find a while back this brooch for $6. And again, we want to adorn our pieces. We want to wear our stuff. I'm not saying that these are things that you should go clubbing in. I am saying that these are around town. You know, you can go into the library, put on a cute brooch. You're gonna go get coffee with a friend and you don't want to put on a big old bright outfit, but you want to wear something that says, I have style sometimes. That's a brooch. That's how you do that. And another place that I have not checked is those bags, those containers full of jewelry. I think that there's probably some really good stuff in there. Do I want to go through it? No. But if that's your prerogative, go for it, girl. Like, have fun. And tell me if you found something.
Let's go home. Let's get on the internet and let's start looking at vintage jewelry.
We've gone in person to some places. Now let's go online. The easiest and quickest way that you can find nice vintage jewelry online, Facebook Marketplace, baby. That is going to be someone has a ring of their mom's who cannot figure out how to work Facebook, and they're like, I'm just trying to get rid of it. Like, she wants money fast. Like, just go buy it. And so then you're like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. And so that's what these are, I think. I don't know. Online marketplace is great. I did find, when I was looking, I found a website called Ruby Lane, which seems to have high quality pieces at a wide variety of prices. And I think that this is up to you on what you want to spend right now and or in the future. I don't know how long they stay. They seem to have summer sales or sales throughout the year that you can snag something really great. And I recommend that choice if it's a authenticated website that seems to have a good following, like, go for it. Another place online that I have looked at but haven't purchased is online auctions. So when you go to the estate sale website, estatesales.net, there's also an online auction form, and there are bidding wars on jewelry online. They've gone over my budget, which is $4. My budget is pretty cheap for some of these things. Online auctions could be it's kind of like the thrift store where you got to keep searching, got to keep looking for things. And I'm not going to lie, it gets a little bit addictive searching online auctions. So at the end of the day, let's just think back. Why do we care about vintage jewelry? For me, it's a little piece of history and it's a little story to tell. When I see this ring, I'm going to think about the woman who sold it to me. She got it from an estate sale, but her daughter's name is Brianna also. And I think that's really cute. She adopted her daughter named Brianna because I asked her why. Like, what made you think of the name Brianna? And she was like, well, she came with that name. So, so that was a funny, awkward moment that I will always think about. And this watch at that estate sale, I'll always think about like the house that they lived in. And I liked to imagine the type of person that they were. And they were just, it felt like a time capsule from the 1950s. And I really loved it. And I'll always think about that. Those are all the places that I went to find vintage jewelry and got some new pieces for myself. If there is somewhere else that you have been to that you want to share, that is where you get your vintage jewelry, let me know. I'm also just now thinking like Instagram accounts. There's so many places, but these are the places that I've been to and I know, like I physically got stuff and stuff that I really like. Yeah, so let me know if you're willing to share some of the places that you find cool vintage items. And also, I kind of want to know if you even wear jewelry to begin with. Maybe if you've watched this far, you do wear jewelry and you're actually interested. But if you choose not to wear jewelry, I know that like when you're at a desktop job and you're typing, wearing jewelry is not fun. Like most people probably aren't wearing jewelry to the office if you have to go into the office. I get that. It's a sensory thing that I don't like, but if I'm going to be out and about, I think it's time to start looking a little cute. Wearing your wealth, as I've been saying and thinking is funny, but could be controversial. What a great time. What a great video. All right. I will possibly see you next week. Oh, probably. Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? I'll see you next week. Okay, I'm gonna try and make a jewelry container for all this pieces. I thought I would have more rings, but we'll see how we contain all of this jewelry. I have some ideas. We'll see if we crash out next week while we're trying to film it. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.